Hi, it's Noreen, and today I'm going to be making some chicken bone broth or chicken stock from scratch. I've started out here with a whole chicken, and I've got this chicken in about 6 quarts of water here. So I'm going to be adding some other ingredients, and I will show you those shortly. But I just wanted to let you know the reason I started making this was because I had the ingredients on hand one day and I made it. And the stock I made that I added to other recipes was so delicious that I decided I just would never buy that stuff again. And I think I'm saving money doing this as well.
Okay, so some of the stuff I'm going to be adding to make the stock is some salt, of course, peppercorns. I'll probably put whole peppercorns in it. Some of this Tabasco chili stuff. So these are peppers that we grew in the garden this last summer, and they were super hot. Everybody was really scared of them. I see somebody even put very hot there. So I didn't really think there was any cooking use for them. So drying them is perfect. I added some to some burgers I made last night that was delicious. So I think if you just use it in small amounts, it's a very nice flavor to add. Of course, celery. And then I have just started using leeks. I don't know why I've never used them before. Probably never had a recipe that called for them to try them, but I ended up buying some during Christmas because they didn't have any green onions, and I wanted the flavor of green onions. And the guy, when I asked him for them, he brought me leeks, and I was like, oh, they kind of look like green onions, but they're kind of like monster green onions. And either way, they're really tasty in the broth. The great thing about making broth is I don't really have to cut stuff down too much because I strain it all out and just have the broth with no kind of stuff in it. There might be little flecks of things, but for the most part, it's just liquid. So okay, so we stopped at the Tabasco chili powder, the very hot stuff. I used 1/8 of a teaspoon yesterday, and that was in about a pound of hamburger, and it just kind of gave it a little bit of heat. I'm going to use a whole half a teaspoon today of it. Hopefully this won't be unedible stock that I'm making, but I'm sure I could probably water it down. And then I'm just going to add some peppercorns to it. And what else? Oh, an onion. I got to go find those onions. Okay, found my onions, so I'm going to put big onion in there. Put that off there. Just quarter it like that and throw that into the pot as well. And then parsley. I don't ever think of chicken flavor without the parsley. I'm going to pull out a few of these bad pieces, but other than that, I think I'm just going to stick the majority of this in there, just like that. And then this little bit I have left here, I'm going to find a little jar and make it into a little vase for it. I'm going to chop about 1.5, 2 inches off the stems. I'll stick it in water. This stuff will keep forever. I'm amazed at how long this stuff will keep in my fridge. I just set it on the shelf in my fridge. It's like a little bouquet of flowers in there, and I can use it to just like put a little green topping on food, and there you go. There's my little bouquet of parsley that I'm going to put in my fridge. I got everything in the pot there. I'm not even going to stir it up. I'm just going to let it cook. I got it set at about medium right now. I'm going to keep it on medium until I get it to a boil. Then I'm going to turn it down to low, and I'm just going to let it go all day long. This is the stock that I made before.
with some turkey that I had, and it just turned out wonderful. So that's why I've decided that all my stock's going to come from home now. So there you go. I'm going to let that go all day. I'm sure this house is going to smell fabulous.
So I just remembered that I forgot a very important ingredient when I was cleaning up the kitchen a little bit. Garlic. I definitely want garlic in there because I do strain out all the solids out of my broth. I'm just going to take all these cloves and I'm going to use a board and I'm going to crush them. Take out. I usually put it in my compost pile. I have a compost pile at my brother's house. If it's stuff I think I can feed to the chickens, I'll do that. But if not, I'll just put it in the compost pile. And I'll use it for my garden this summer. It's boiling really good, so I'm going to go ahead and turn it down to low. I'm going to give it a little stir and let it go all day after that. As far as that big chicken that I put in there, that I'm going to pick all the meat off the bones, and Phil or I will use it for sandwiches or put it on salads or just have some cooked chicken around to eat. I will take about 2 days to make this because I'm going to put it in the refrigerator and let all of this fat solidify and remove most of it.
So I'm at the last stages of the chicken stock. Basically, I put it through a strainer, and there's my stock. You can see there's still a little bit of fat in there, but I did clear off most of the fat off the top. And then I'm just pouring it into these Ziploc bags where I will put them in the freezer. They freeze up nice if you get all the air out of them. That one's a little short on air. That one's got like a leak going on, so I'm gonna have to change that one out. What's really nice is I have this little divider here, so I can actually store these upright until they freeze, and that way I don't really have to trouble myself with them actually starting to leak while they're in the freezing process. So this new fridge has that little divider there on that shelf. So there we go. Here's the meat from the chicken stock. I'll have to sift through that, get all the meat out of there, and made some chicken salad with it, which was really awesome. The rest I'll just probably put in a container for sandwiches and salads and whatever we want to do, however we want to eat it.